Welcome back to RealCopStoriesVideos.com. If you want to contact me, ask you some questions, go on here, rsbcopstories@gmail.com. I think I know that by now. Here's another story. Working narcotics, working surveillance. We get a lot of big cases, and we get cases given to us by different agencies. They can't handle some of these cases, and we got a call that there was a U-Haul truck, a pretty good sized one, that was going to go to Vegas, and it's going to deliver. The entire truck's going to be full of marijuana. Now, this little marijuana was a felony, and so I'll probably be arrested now for not having a license. But anyway, so this agency, small agency, didn't have the resource to follow this one. They wanted to get the source in Vegas, maybe pop him for giving him the money or something. So they asked us. And we normally don't go after marijuana. It was a slow week. We hadn't done very much, so the boss said, let's do it. So we set up in west part of the city on a U-Haul truck, pretty good size one, you know, with the mom's attic on the top and all that good stuff. And so we wait, and sure enough, it didn't take long, about maybe, I don't know, noonish, 1 o'clock. The two guys come out, they get in, off they go. Okay, so we're going to see if they're going to do anything in the greater Los Angeles area. No, they go to the gas station, they fill up, and we're going, uh-oh. And they get on outbound 10 and they're gone. They're off and running. Okay, so we're following them. And my boss already got approval to see where they're going to go, because we have to get approval to go out of the county and all that good stuff. So we're going. So they get on the 15. They're headed towards Barstow. So we're following them. And again, on one of my other stories, we had 7 of us following them. You only can go as far as the guy that has the smallest gas tank. And one of my guys had a Camaro, and sure enough, he says, I'm getting low. So he gets past Barstow. He's hauling past the suspect, got way ahead of him, and then pulled into a gas station to fill up, so that he's filling up while we're coming by, you know, so to speak. So there he goes. So he passes, gets heading towards Vegas. You know, he's going to a bake, and he's over the top, and thank goodness he comes down the hill and he goes into state line to get fuel. Well, he goes to state line to get fuel. The rest of us on the other side getting fuel, and one guy's sitting there watching him to make sure he doesn't just go in and leave. So everybody's getting their fuel in a hurry. I mean, in a hurry. And so they're taking their time, thank goodness. They're getting food, they're getting a snack. So everybody got their tank full, and then we're all ready to go. The guy was watching gets his tank filled, and, you know, all these logistics going on. So off they go. So they drive through town. Okay, so now as they go through town, my boss is trying to call the Highway Patrol or Vegas PD or somebody to make this stop for us. We're all in plane cars, we can't make the stop. Can't get anybody. So he calls ahead, because at one time he played golf in Mesquite, Nevada. So he called Mesquite, Nevada, and got the dispatch and said who we are and what we want to do. And so he said, hang on a second. So apparently the chief of police is in the same building as the radio dispatch. Okay? Because my boss says, you know, a minute went by, and I have the chief on the radio, on the phone. And, oh, what do you got? What do you got? You tell him what we got. Oh, no problem. We'll make a stop just right in the city limits and blah, blah. He said, okay, sounds good. So he took off. So my boss said, well, they're going to have a roadblock set up. That's what he told me, his words. Okay, fine. Where do you hear roadblock in California? You never hear that. But anyway, so we're all on the radio laughing at each other. Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, what are we, you know, what is this, Highway Patrol from California, the old TV show? You know, okay, fine. So we're moving along, you know, and they can't go very fast. You know, a U-Haul truck are probably doing 58 miles an hour, which makes surveillance very difficult because you have to drive really slow. But anyway. So, you know, from the drive from Vegas to Mesquite, I've been there, what is it, 60 miles, 70 miles? Yeah, my wife's on your head. You know, you're doing 75, you get there in 35 minutes. You know, well, not this one, you know, boom, 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 you know, U-Haul truck. Probably got a governor, which people don't know. They put a governor on carburetors, but you can't go faster than 60, so people don't race those things. They do that mechanically or either electronically. So he's probably at the max, you know, rumbling along, you know, with the dual tires and everything. So we're like, oh, it's boring. So he was not kidding. It said Mesquite city limits, and they know what they're doing, because it was around the bend where you can't see it up ahead. You can't see the roadblock. It was a roadblock, okay? They had cars on the road. They had flares. We could see up ahead. They're waving cars through, okay? And then we got closer. We're the only cars left, and here come the barricades and another police car. They blocked that road, and we're like going, ooh, because if he decides to floor it, they're going to take out a bunch of police cars. Well, I didn't know this. As we got closer, I see long things in their arms. They've got hunting rifles. The officers, okay? Out there, they carry hunting rifles. They carry AR-15s, because they're out there by themselves in the desert. There's no backup. I mean, the nearest backup is Vegas or the Highway Patrol. So Mesquite PD have their own arsenal. So anyway, so they wave them up, and you know, I was the only Spanish-speaking guy in my unit, and apparently they only had one Spanish-speaking guy in their unit. So they took, my boss says, you got to go up there and help. So my guys backed off while the truck was stopped. So I roar up there and they told them I'm coming so that I won't get shot at. And all I see is these guns. So I'm off the side of the road because I see, you know, scoped rifles and stuff just pointing at this truck. And so I get out and I hear the other officer yelling to them to get out in Spanish. And I'm yelling to them in Spanish also, just in coinciding with him, kind of a chorus. So they get out, you know, their hands up and they put them on the ground. And all the officers run up and they cuff them up. And then, you know, laws are different in different states. California, you have to ask permission to do a lot of things when you search cars. In Nevada, I don't know what their law is, but they didn't ask for anything. They just grabbed their keys, and the guy asked them, are these the keys to the truck? He didn't want to answer. That's fine. Went over there, tried all the keys, and sure enough, one of the keys was for the lock in the back. So now anxiety kicks in. Our guys are moving up slowly. My boss gets out. He's watching, because you can see the back of the truck. It's all lit up. Because they had a roadblock. They had floodlights. Looked like one of those DUI stops you see out here in California. It was lit. So I'm standing back there going, the same thing my boss was thinking. I hope there's something in that man, because we got a lot of people out here. I think he rolled his whole department there. There's like 15 guys out there. Probably every officer he had. Okay. Oh, and by the way, the chief was in pajamas, and he had his gun belt outside his pajamas. It was hilarious. Oh, and he had his hat on. And on the hat it had stars, so they know. Everybody, if you're in a small department of, say, 30 cops, you know who the boss is, okay? If he's in his underwear, you know who he is. So he's walking around directing traffic, he's got sandals on. It was kind of funny. I mean, so we're like, whoa. Okay, so anyway, so they take that, you know, U-Haul truck and they throw the ramp up, and I'll tell you, it was packed from the front to the back to the top. There wasn't an open, you couldn't have thrown a baseball in there and have room for it. It was all marijuana. It was completely to the top. And they were called bundles of marijuana. There was like, or sorry, not bundles, bales of marijuana. You ever see a hay bale? You know, see bales of hay on these movies and stuff, at Westerns, where, you know, they're like 6 feet wide by 3 or 4 foot square. Well, those are about half that size. They're about like this, see, about 2.5, 3 feet by square. Huge. They weigh about, I don't know, 70, 80 pounds each. And they're packed by what we call a corporate processing machine, or a industrial processor. They're packed so tight that you could hardly get a knife to cut out a sample for testing, because that's how tight they are. They're compressed very well, you know. So that's what they do in different places. Anyway, so that chief, you could have swore he was told that his firstborn was a son. I mean, he was so excited. He running around, look at this, oh my gosh, you know. And then how many pounds is it? And then, of course, the truck's weighted at 12,000 pounds or something. I don't know what. It was probably 6,000-7,000 pounds of marijuana. It was a lot of money, a lot of dope. And so he's all excited, and we're all out there talking, having a line seminar on the street, and cars are backing up. And one of his officers goes, Chief, the car's backing up. I don't care about the traffic. We got the biggest bus we ever had here, you know. So cars are backing up. Of course, it's late at night. It's like 11 o'clock at night, so you're not gonna have a lot of traffic through there. But you know, it's an interstate, for crying out loud. So anyway, so we asked him. Our case agent asked him, would you mind taking this? Because I don't know if we can come back to Mesquite for court and all that. He goes, oh, you're going to give it to us? And we go, if you want it. If I want it, are you kidding me? He goes, this will make the paper. He's all excited. So in the meantime, they had called tow truck in. They had it all ready to go, man. So they just closed the gate, put a new lock on it, and the suspects were in the car. They're already gone. And the tow truck backed up and hooked it up, and other guys were already picking up the floodlights. And as soon as they said, you'll take it, it must have been no more than 3 minutes. It's like nobody was there. All the cars backed out, and the floodlights went down, and we hit the next off-ramp, and the chief went in there and thanked us all, and then he says, you guys hungry? Of course, we're always hungry. He goes, go over that casino over there. I'll be there in a minute. I go, casino? So we go to the casino, and they have a coffee shop, you know, the casinos. So we're all standing around. He goes, come on, come with me. Remember now, he's still in his pajamas, okay? So we're all like, remember now, we're city slickers, we're city cops. We don't see this sort of thing. Okay, our chiefs come out. They've got the full blown, you know, bars and stars out there. So he goes into the casino and I want to talk to the owner. Oh yes, chief. They know who he was. And the owner comes out and they're talking in the corner. And he comes over to my boss, shakes all our hands, and see you guys later. And then one of the bosses of the casino says, you guys are all set. Jury over there. Whatever you want, it's on the house. It's on Mesquite PD, and enjoy yourselves. We can't buy you booze, but everything else is on. Oh, okay, fine. So, you know, it was like close to midnight. Well, you know, we're in gambling town. So I had steak and baked potato. Of course, I got that all the time. So everybody's having steaks. So we remember now, even in our work, we're eating in our cars, Kentucky Colonel, McDonald's. So this is like a treat for us, man. We get, so I'm having a steak, and it's not this isn't like a expensive steakhouse, okay? It's a casino coffee shop. So, but the steaks were good when you're hungry. They're delicious, So that was our experience. So we got in our cars and drove back to Vegas, and our boss got us a bunch of rooms, and we spent the night and came home the next day. And it was really nice. We had a really nice time. That chief was hilarious. He was really funny. God bless him. He brought everybody out to do this, and he was all excited. Now, I can see that because they don't see that sort of thing. We're just kind of like bored with it, but that's because we do so much of it, okay? It is a big deal. But anyway, so hope you enjoyed that story, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.